Michigan's big oldie.
Oh, yeah.
WOAP, Owasso, Flint, Saginaw, Lansing, worldwide at the Big1080.com. It is 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Are you ready, everyone?
All right. We got somebody special on the phone with us this morning, don't we?
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Mark Farner. Thank you.
What's up?
How you doing this fine Thursday morning?
I'm doing, but not mildewing, brother.
I love it.
How you like me now?
That should be our new slogan. We're doing, but not mildew. I like that. I like that.
I don't know.
Right.
All right, so
use it.
All right, so Mark, I know you've been a little busy.
Oh yeah, busier than one-eyed cat watching two rat holes. I got a million of them.
I like it. I saw that you've been busy. I saw you in a couple of different articles, magazines, stuff like that. It's like, we need to get Mark on and talk with him. Now, you're here in Michigan.
That's right. Live in Petoskey.
Oh, beautiful area.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous area.
Yeah.
So let's start off here this morning. We got some questions from listeners they've been able to post up on our Facebook fan page, as well as some emails and stuff like that. Before we get to that, though, let's just dive in here real quick. How did you get involved in the startup with Grand Funk?
Well, we were in a band with a couple of people that were, a couple of players were married, and we got stranded out in Cape Cod. And for a couple of weeks, we couldn't get back to Flint. And the ladies were despair. I mean, it set in on them, and they threatened to divorce their husbands. And so the husbands left the band, and Brewer and I, the drummer and I, said, you know what? Let's just do a three-piece group. No women, nowhere. Involved. No wives, no girlfriends, none of that. Just the guys. Let's go do this. That's the only way it's going to work. So we went up to Bay City, and we were going to give this agency that sent us to Boston a piece of our mind and find out what the heck happened out there. And the facility that they had in Bay City was also a rehearsal facility for Question Mark and the Mysterians. And we didn't know it, but we were setting out in the outer offices, Brewer and I, listening through the wall. Of course, the bass is coming through, and I said, well, whoever's playing that bass can play that thing. We ought to see who that is. And when they took their break, we were still setting out in the waiting room, and Mel Shocker comes walking out, and Mel and I had gone to school together in Flint. And I said, man, it's Shocker playing bass. No wonder it sounds good. And he said, dude, what are you guys doing here? And I told him, I said, we're going to put a three-piece group together, and we want to see if you want to join our band. He says, hell yeah. So we started at the Flint Federation of Musicians at Union Hall on Averill in Flint the following week, and the rest is history, man.
Wow. And all because a couple of wives couldn't stand the fact that their husbands were stranded for 2 weeks, huh?
See? Everything works for the positive.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to go ahead and go over here to one of the questions from one of our listeners. Dawn Van Strat wants to know, what was the most unusual thing you have had happen to you in your career?
Unusual?
Yeah. Unusual, weird.
I'm thinking probably when we were finishing... we did 59 cities in 62 days, and that was a healthy run for us. We were all tired and wanted to go home. We left Oakland, California in a DC-7, which is a 4-engine, and we had 17,000 pounds of PA system where the seats used to be, and we sat from the rear bulkhead back, the band and crew. Well, we carried a couple of bands. We carried Blood Rock with us, and we carried Black Oak, Arkansas with us when we played together, But we took off. Everybody's like partying. They got champagne going. They lit these funny branches and were holding them out there. And smoke was going into the air from these, but I think they were smudging the plane is what was happening. And during this party, all of a sudden, boom, the furthest out engine on the starboard side, the right side of the airplane blew up and was on fire.
Oh, no.
And, I mean, here it is, this is like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're headed out over the mountains. This thing blows up, catches on fire. We all think we're going to die. All of a sudden, the whole attitude of everyone on the plane changes to silent as the captain comes on and goes, "We're going to turn it around and head it back, boys." And we go, "Yeah, good, do that." So we go back and we land this DC-7 without the assistance of the one, reverse thrust on that thing. We went right off the end of the runway, right past all the emergency vehicles that were lined up. We went right out into the cattails, and I remember I pulled back the handle on that door to open it, and I just got it to where it locked on the right side, and Jimmy Rutledge, the lead singer for Blood Rock, his foot had already been in motion. As soon as that hit the right side, his foot hit that door, that damn thing flew open, and we all just bailed out of that thing down into the cattails and ran away from the plane like you see in the movies.
Oh, wow.
Close call. Very close call.
Yeah.
We're talking with Mark Farner here from Grand Funk. Another question here for you. Well, first off, a statement from Alan Goldsmith. He says, thank you for your support years ago for the Flint and Michigan Voice. He questioned, is there any plans for a Grand Funk box set collection anytime soon?
Well, there's the Trunk of Funk that's already out there. I don't know if Capitol is going to do anything else. The last release was a DVD and CD release, they call it companion release. It was a couple of years ago. Had a little Shea Stadium footage, just like a little teaser. And thus, I think it was Closer to Home was showed in there. But I went to Capitol Records and told them at that time, I was in California, and I went up to the tower, sat across the table from these guys, so it was eyeball to eyeball, and I said, look, I have a hard time talking to these other guys because they just don't want to do anything. I've tried to put the band back together several times, and they just don't want to listen. I don't know why. I said, but for this, man, if you guys are going to put advertising money in this, and they said, oh, yeah, man, we want to make this like, the Beach Boys. We did with the Beach Boys, and they had a real big comeback, and the catalog sales boosted. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is great. So, but I told them, you're going to have to call those guys because they don't listen to me. So they tried, they approached them, and they didn't want to do it. So I don't know if there's going to be anything outside. There's just no cooperation on the other end right now. You know why I want to put the band back together? For the fans. Because you know something? I'm a fan. And I wanted to see the Beatles play so bad. I'm figuring, they're all sucking air. Why can't they just bury the hatchet and get up there and play some music? Come on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's the way I feel. Let's just bury the hatchet and get up there and play some kick-ass Michigan rock and roll.
And we'd all love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another question here from Gary Flynn. He posted here, we know about the whole deal with Knight, but he was wondering what your thoughts were on the two-first CD of Terry Knight and the Pack albums to be released next month for Real Gone Music.
Well, anything released, the old stuff, Terry Knight and the Pack, is, I'm happy, because it's going to be more of the history. It's more of, where I got my roots and where I come from. So I'm all for it, man, More Terry Knight and the Pack, more Fabulous Pack, and people to, see where we started from.
Oh, very good. Hey, so you talk about I'd like to get back out there. What have you been doing out there lately? Have you been on the stage, or how have you been spending your time?
Oh yeah, I've been, of course, traveling the world. I was in Moscow in December, and those people absolutely love my music. They sang Closer to Home back louder than the PA. It was awesome.
Nice.
And recently, last month, we were in Santiago, Chile, Sao Paulo, Brazil. We were actually did 3 dates in Brazil and one in Chile. And the South American fans love Michigan rock and roll. love it.
Any plans here? Anything you're going to be doing locally around here in the state of Michigan? Or
October, I think it is the 6th this year. I'll be at the Odawa Casino and Resort in Petoskey.
okay.
I've been doing their last show for them for the last 4 years. This will be the 4th year. And it's been like a big party, and it's always a sellout, and people have a hoedown. Usually the shows last about an hour, but mine go way over an hour and a half. It's just like they don't want us to leave the stage. So come on up to Petoskey in October and let's party down.
Okay, I was reading on your website page that in 71, Grand Funk packed Shea Stadium and set a record. And I was just wondering, does that record still stand for Shea Stadium?
Absolutely, and it will stand now indefinitely since they tore Shea Stadium down last year.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So Grand Funk will always hold that record. Is that any good?
That is cool. 55,000 seats were packed. Were there more people than the 55,000, I'm thinking? If you set a record.
And they sold it out in 72 hours, which was a milestone compared to over 3 weeks for the Beatles to sell it out.
Oh, you're kidding me.
2 hours. And the fans camped out in their tents and sleeping bags on the lawn at Shea Stadium so that they could get tickets. That's the way tickets went down. There was no Ticketron, no computers, no cell phones. It was a different world. I'm telling you, it was a whole lot more fun.
So do you have any idea how many tickets were actually sold? I mean, I'm sure there was people standing. I mean,
that place was packed. And when we flew over the stadium in the helicopter on the way to the parking lot where the limousine was supposed to pick us up, the whole stadium was bouncing. We thought it was going to collapse. The fans were rocking hard to Humble Pie, and they were on stage, which was set up at second base.
Oh, my Lord. So Humble Pie opened for you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was actually my next question leading up here. What is probably the best band you performed with on stage? Whether they be opening for you or you opening for them? What would have been the best one that's most memorable for you?
Well, Humble Pie, definitely. The original Humble Pie rocked with Stevie Marriott singing, playing rhythm guitar, and Frampton playing lead. Yeah, and Jerry Shirley on the drums. I'm telling you, those guys were badass. Really. And they sparked us to play hard. And we had just finished a European tour with those boys where that was where we first met them. And we did a show for the troops in Schweinfurt, Germany. And they backed up a couple of semi-truck flatbeds, and that was our stage. And the spotlights were the turret on tanks. They had 3 tanks sitting out there. And so when I'd run across the stage, that tank would just follow me, that gun with the light, it was kind of fun, But Humble Pie, man, tore it up. And we brought them back to the United States with us to do Shea Stadium just because we rocked so good together. I'd have to say Humble Pie would be my choice.
Wow. Very good, very good.
Wow.
Well, I don't want to keep you much more here this morning. We already went, 15 minutes with you here, Mark. But
all right, Bowman.
Thank you.
No problem, brother. It's my pleasure to be with you. And
hey, if you're ever coming down this area, stop on by our station. Love to meet with you.
Right on, brother.
All right.
You guys knock them alive today, huh?
Yep. Thanks, man.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
Good love.
Bye. All right, there you go. Mark Farner, Grand Funk Railroad here, the Big 1080 Michigan's Big Oldies. Boomer and Sue here on this. I think we lost it there. Sorry about that. What an interview. So let's go ahead and take care of some Grand Funk now. Let's do I'm Your Captain. I played this yesterday morning, but what the heck?